All right, hi folks, and welcome to the Christmas Money Workbook. I love this class. I did this class for the first time last year as a Christmas gift to all of those of you out, creating consciousness, creating more in your lives. And every time that each of us creates more in our lives, it creates more for everyone around us and for everyone else choosing consciousness. So this is just my Christmas gift to say thank you. Thank you for choosing more. And if you're sitting in your house going, I'm a pile of shit, I didn't choose anything all year, and I'm so sad. Well, you're probably still a contribution if you're here because you're choosing some form of consciousness. So, I'm so glad that you guys are here. And today we're going to, I hope you guys all have a copy of the Money Workbook. And if you don't, that's okay. It can be your Christmas gift to yourself. And we're going to go through the Money Workbook. You can just follow along if you don't have one. We're going to go through this amazing book. This book was actually the very first book that Gary ever wrote. Or Money Isn't the Problem, You Are. I can't remember which one. And it's actually channeled from when he used to channel. And now he just trusts his own awareness, so he doesn't have to channel anymore. But it's just amazing. And it's actually 3 classes. It was 3 evening classes in New York City that he did, I think in the 90s. And they put these 3 classes together and created this book. So the book is a transcription. And I think today will be like my 47th time reading the book, like literally cover to cover, not missing any words, like OCD humanoid style. And it has changed my life so much. And I haven't been reading it that much this year. And so I called up my friend Connor and said, Connor, would you like to read the Money Workbook with me every day? And so we're reading it every day. He lives in Australia. I live in America. And so it's my 7 a.m. and it's his 10 p.m. And we read for either an hour or 2 hours. We've done it for about 5 days, the last 5 days. We just started, and it is changing so much for me because we're not just reading it, we're like talking about it and pulling pieces apart, and it's just creating so much in both of our worlds. And so it's like for me to do this with you guys, it actually just has so much more intensity behind it because of what Connor and I have been doing. And, one of the things you can give yourself as a Christmas gift is if you have somebody who is really willing to choose more and really creating their lives and somebody you trust, I would get together with them as much as you can and read the Money Workbook together. Gary Douglas says that if you read the Money Workbook through every 2 weeks and you do that for 6 months straight, you won't have any more money problems. And I have known that to be true. And so, because I personally, I have 3 stepkids, I have a husband, I have a business, I travel a lot. So, and I don't have the attention span that I used to before all the technology. So for me to sit down and read the whole thing, I kept one of my kids would come in or something else would happen. So when I actually am have a time with somebody and I'm committed to it, and your energy working with their energy, it can create so much more. So I do hope that these 2 calls are just a beginning point for you guys, where you can go out and you can really take this book on as your own, because there's no reason that any of us should have a money problem. It just shouldn't exist. It's not true for us as beings. It is just based on disempowerment, and it's based on the assumption that we have no power. And so if you are willing to actually commit and do the work and continue to read this book over and over and over, things will change for you, but you actually have to commit to yourself. So today is really, this is just sort of my liftoff gift to kind of go, here you go, guys. And you can take it from here and you can create your lives with the Money Workbook. Okay? All right, so how to become money workbook. Does anybody have any questions before we get started with the questions? You'll also need a pencil and a piece of paper, or a pen and a piece of paper, or you can write it in your notes on your iPhone or your computer or something. So grab that. We actually, Teresa, we should put that in all money workbook emails for people to have pens and paper, because that's important. All right. Oh, Connor, you have your pen. Awesome.
The student is ready.
Oh, a fantastic achievement. The student, I love it. All right. Okay. So I'm going to start, if you guys are still grabbing your pencils and pens, that's okay. I'm going to start by reading the introduction, okay? And I'm reading from this book. I think there's a few different versions. Connor and I both have this book, and our stuff was on different pages. So I'm not going to, like, from now till next time, put like a sticky note exactly where we were on the page, or you might lose your spot, because you can't rely on the page numbers, because there's different versions. Like, there must be two, I don't know. And then there's also the old money workbook, which like Carlina might have, or something like that, because she's been around for a long time. All right. Thumbs up. Okay, so let's get started. So introduction. So this is on page 4 in my book. Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, originally channeled this information from a being called Raz. Gary no longer channels. This is a transcription of a live class. Access is about empowering you to know what you know. It is about awareness. You are the one that knows what's right for you. Please use this book as a tool to facilitate the insane and limited points of view you have created around money, and to create more ease in your life and living with a lot more money and currency flows. For more information on Access, and for more products and classes on all subjects of life, business, money, sex, relationships, magic, bodies, and more, please go to our website and do and be whatever it takes to create and generate your life and living, and be more than you ever perceived possible. So what if you could be more than what you thought was possible? All right? What you think is just a limitation. All right, so a transcript from a live class with Gary Douglas channeling a being called Raz. This workshop on money will be a new experience for me. I don't know how it will be for you. Make sure you all have your notebooks, your pens, your pencils, whatever you're going to use, because you're going to have a lot to do here tonight. From the little that Raz gave me, there's going to be a lot that's going to be happening. Once again, he's going to ask you to volunteer to step up to the front and to be the mirror for other people here. So if you have a problem with that, put a blanket around yourself so he can't see you. Otherwise, he's going to ask you. And don't be embarrassed by anything that goes on, because the reality is there isn't a person here who doesn't have exactly the same problem you do in one form or another. It doesn't make any difference whether you've got $1 million or 50 cents. The issues of money are tough ones for everybody. Okay? So here we go. Workbook questions on page 7. Tonight we are going to talk about how to be money. That which you are is energy. That which you will be is energy. That which you have been is energy. That which is money is energy. As you this night, answer the questions that we are going to ask. Be in awareness that the honesty of your answers relates not to the people around you, but to self. Every point of view that you have created about money creates the limitations and parameters from which you receive it. Everything you create, others create. Be in total honesty with self. Otherwise, you are the only one you're fooling. Everybody else will know your secrets anyway. We ask you to remember that the subject we are now dealing with is not one that is considered light, but it should be. Light's funny. It's a joke. You can laugh. It's all right. So be prepared to be the enlightened beings that you are. And if you truly desire results in this, it would be best if you answered all these questions in this section before moving on to the next chapter. All right. Oh, Connor, your first line's coming up. This is very exciting. All right, here goes. Hello. Hello.
Good evening, Rasputin.
And your next line is like in 20 pages. How are you? So this evening we are going to speak about that which is most dear to all your hearts, that which is money. And it is that for each of you, money is not the issue that you think it is, but we are going to work with you to assist you in beginning to learn how to cope with money. Not as a moment-by-moment situation, but as the allowance of the abundance that is the truth of self that you are. So we will begin. We ask you the question, what is money? And you write 3 answers of what money is to you. Now, do not put down what you think it should be. Do not put down the right answer, because there's no such thing. So you guys, don't put down what you think would be the right access consciousness answer, or the right, metaphysical answer, or whatever the right answer is. Write the crazy, weird thing that comes up, because that weird energy or whatever it is more in line with what's limiting you than the right answer. Okay? So allow your brains to float away and allow that which is the truth of where you sit to be the answer on the page. So 3 things that money is to you. Question 1. Okay, guys, so truth. What is money? Connor taught me to ask the truth before it. Makes it better. Truth. What is money? So write down 3 things that money is for you. Whatever comes up right away, just bam, 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 and don't think about it too much. All right. Question 2. Truth. What does money mean to you? I'm loving your facial expressions, Albina. And 3 answers. What does money mean to you? All righty. Albina said, I went through the book with my mom earlier. She was fried. I bet she was. Now that's a Christmas
Adventure. Try going through your most grouchy and judgmental family member. Go through the book with them. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. That would make for a painful Christmas. All right, next one. Question 3. What 3 emotions do you have when you think of money? What are those 3 emotions? What are 3 emotions? Okay. Awesome. All right. What's our next one? Here we go. Question 4. What does money feel like to you? Truth. What does money feel like to you? Connor says, "This is the best gift I've received yet for Christmas morning because it's Christmas morning in Australia. No one tell my family." All right, next one. Question 5. 3 answers. What does money look like to you? What does it look like? What does money look like to you? Seda says, "Hi, Julia from Istanbul." Awesome.
Yes, this might have to become an annual thing for me.
Totally. I mean, for me, it was like last year, I was like, Christmas is coming up. And, that's the time everybody slows down and, things stop and like you're with your family. And I just think this is such a fun thing to do because it's on, like, I didn't do it on Christmas Day because things do get a little crazy on Christmas Day. I probably could, but I did the day before Christmas and day after Christmas. And it's like to just kind of have the infusion of consciousness during like the most unconscious time is just it makes it such a difference. It's so much fun. Alex says, hi, Julia from Vancouver. All right. Okay, next one. Okay, wait. Oh no, there's a little bit more to read here. So the top here. What does money taste like to you? Feel it in your mouth. What does it taste like? Now, most of you have not had money in your mouth since you were small children. So you can use that as a point of reference. So 3 questions, 3 answers. Truth. What does money taste like to you? All right. I'm going a little faster than maybe you would if you were working on your own or with a partner. Next question, everybody ready? Next question is, when you see money coming towards you, from which direction do you feel it coming? From the right or the left, from the back or the front, from up, from down, from all around? Where do you see it coming from? All right. Next question. In relationship to money, do you feel you have more than you need or less than you need? Do you feel you have more than you need or less than you need? And don't think about your answers like in relationship to like what your answer was for like 1, 2, and 3. Don't go like, oh, I already put less for number 1, so I can't put less again. Just keep asking it because it keeps bringing the energy out. You might get different answers. You might get the same answers.
And can I add, if when she asks that, if you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired, or you're like, I don't even want to do this anymore, I fucking hate it, you can write that stuff down too.
Good point.
I was just going to say, Beta has a question about what if you don't have answers, just an energy comes up.
That's okay. I mean, you can write down a description of the energy, but usually the energy has words to it. And sometimes it's useful to actually put words to energies because it kind of pulls things out more. I mean, if you're going through the whole thing and you're like, energy, 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 and you're not actually getting things, you might want to dig deeper. And if there's occasionally energies, that's okay.
Just to
There's
add,
essentially, yeah.
if I may, because I kind of like stopped doing this money workbook for a while because every time I sat down to do it, I'd ask myself a question, and the answer to every single question, all 3 times throughout the whole book, was, I don't know how to do this. I just don't even know what to do. I don't know how to do this. And then finally one day I realized, oh, that's my point of view around money. Now I get it.
That's awesome. Thank you for that. That's brilliant. Brilliant. Cool. Yadira says, yes, I'm getting more energy than words, or getting a lot of the nothing or black. Yeah, that's a lot of people's points of view about money. Just black. Nothing. The comments are blowing up in response to Connor's anecdote. All right, next one. Question 9. In relationship to money, when you close your eyes, what color is it and how many dimensions does it have? That, whatever that was, whatever just came up and whisked by, that's your answer. Aw, the neighbors across the street, there's 2 big bouquets of flowers. The flower delivery people came and they just delivered 2 big bouquets to the people across the street. All right. Question 10. In relationship to money, what is easier, inflow or outflow? MMB is asking, for some of the questions, it seems like one answer. Why would we attempt to pull out 3 answers? Because we're attempting to bring out as many weird ass points of view that you have about money that are limiting you as possible. All right. Question 11. What are your 3 worst problems with money? What are your 3 worst problems with money? Truth. What is your worst problem with money? You can also ask it that way. Ask that question to yourself 3 times. Truth. What is my worst problem with money? And then ask it again. Truth. What is my worst problem with money? And then ask it again. Truth. What is my worst problem with money? Okay. Question 12. Which do you have more of, money or debt? And it's not a metaphysical question, like literally just which do you have more of? Sylvia said she heard me say death. And how many of you did die in debtors' prisons in past lives? And how many of you were the guard or the loan shark, or the guy who had all the money and sent the loan sharks out to get you? So all of those lifetimes, will you revoke or can't rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate any and all of that times a godzillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Question 13. In relationship to money, to have an abundance of money in your life, I'm going to take you guys through this 3 times. So let's just get one at a time. To have an abundance of money in your life, what would be a solution to your current financial situation? Okay, next one. Same question. I'm going to ask you again. Truth. In relationship to money, to have an abundance of money in your life, what would be a solution to your current financial situation? I can literally see the clouds of and smoke of unconsciousness wafting out of you guys right now. All right, one more time. Question 13, truth. In relationship to money, to have an abundance of money in your life, what 3 things would be a solution to your current, or what thing would be a solution to your current financial situation? All right, here we go. Next page. All right, everybody got their answers? Anybody not got answers? All right, now go back to the beginning of your pages, read the questions through, and ask yourself if you've been totally honest about your answers and that these are the ones you wish to put on the page. If not, change them. Look at your answers and decide if you have created them in honesty with self. There are no right answers. There are no wrong answers. There are only points of view. That's all there are, points of view. And they're the limitations from which you have created your life. If you're functioning from what is the cosmic right answer, which is like the right access answer or the right answer, you are not being truthful with self. Because if you were, your life would be quite different. Okay, and this is what we desire in this. We desire results. We don't desire you to get, the money workbook right, or to get access right, or to get anything right. It's about results. And if you're not having more abundance in your life, if you're not having money in your life, if you're not having ease with cash flow, then what can you change, or what would you have to be to create it? Because this is not about airy-fairy stuff. You actually need to have a greater and more ease and joy and glory-filled life. Okay? All right, so I'm going to give you guys just a minute to go through and relook over your answers and make sure that they're the ones that you want to have on the page. Awesome. Okay. So, all right. Everybody got their answers? Oh, wait, I already said that. What is money? For some, money is cars. For some, money is houses. For some, money is security. For some, money is an exchange of energy. But is it those things? No, it's not. It is energy, as are you energy. There is no difference between you and money except the points of view that you give it. And you give it those points of view because you have bought the points of view of others. If you would change that which is your financial situation, if you would change that which is money in your life, then you must learn to be an allowance in all things. But in particular, when you hear a point of view delivered to you, you must look to it and see if it's true for you. If it is true for you, you have made an alignment or agreement, and you have made it solidity. Okay, so what have you solidified here? Even your own points of view need no agreement. They need be only interesting points of view. What you are, what you would have, you must be. That's why whenever I'm looking for something, whenever I'd like to create something, I ask, what can I be different here that would allow this to show up? Because none of you have a doing problem. It's not about doing something, it's not about doing more. It's about doing and being something different. What can you do that's different? What can you be that's different? All right. That which you do not have in you, you cannot have at all. If you see money as outside of you, you can't have it. If you see money anywhere besides within the being of you, you will never have it, and there will never be enough from your point of view. So we have all been taught that money is something that is outside of us, that we have to go out and acquire, rather than that it is something we already are. You be it. And if you can change that one point of view, you will never have another money problem ever again. And that's what this book is designed to do. All right, so let's start chapter 1. Oh, just knocked over my glass. Chapter 1, what is money? All right, so everybody ready? All done? All satisfied with your answers? All right, so now we begin to speak about money. To begin, you now have an understanding from what you've put down on your page of your own points of view about money. So those answers are an indication of your points of view about money. Okay? You see your life as the financial situation that you are in. You buy the point of view that your life is what you have now as financial reality. Interesting point of view. Now we speak, as we have many times, once again, about the difference between allowance and acceptance. Allowance. You are the rock in the stream, and any thought, idea, belief, or decision comes at you, goes around you, and moves on. If you are the rock in the stream, then you're in allowance. If you're in acceptance, all ideas, thoughts, beliefs, decisions come at you, and you become part of the stream and you get washed away. Acceptance has three components: alignment or agreement, which makes it a solidity, resistance, which makes it a solidity, and reaction, which makes it a solidity. How does that look in real life? Well, if your friend says to you, there's just not enough money in the world, if you align or agree with it, you go, yeah, you're right, and you make that a solidity in his life and your own. If you resist it, you think, this guy wants money from me, and you make it a solidity in his life and your own. If you resist it, you think, if you react to it, you say, well, I have plenty of money in my life. I don't know what's wrong with you. Or you say, that's not the way it's going to be for me. And you bought it, you paid for it, and you've taken it home in a bag, and you've made it a solidity for yourself. So if you're not an allowance of something, you actually have to take it home with you. It's like somebody comes at you with a point of view, which is essentially like a potato sack full of shit. And they go, here's my potato sack full of shit. And you go, instead of having allowance for it and going, oh, that's cool that you like to carry around a potato sack full of shit. If you are in alignment or agreement or resistance and reaction, you have to take the potato sack of shit, and you have to walk home and you have to unload it in your living room. And then you have to live your life walking around the sack of shit, or the loose shit that you've poured out of the potato sack. And an amazing, amazing piece of homework that Gary gave me was to watch on YouTube, Hoarders Buried Alive, or Extreme Hoarding. It's a TV show. There's British ones and there's American ones. And run it while having your bars run. Watch the movie or watch the show while having your bars run. So I've watched maybe like 8 or 10 episodes, and it's changed my life. I even realized that I was hoarding entities in my universe. Not necessarily hoarding them in my body, but I was hoarding them in my universe. Like, we hoard all kinds of shit. That's useful even if you're not a hoarder. So, your hoarding points of view, folks. Metaphorically, how much shit is in your living room? There, you wanted an example? There's an extreme, disgusting example that you cannot forget. Okay? So that's what happens when you're not an allowance of something. All right. So, where was I? If your friend says to you, there's not enough money in the world, that's only an interesting point of view. Every time you hear information about money, you must instantly acknowledge that it's only an interesting point of view. How much money could you make if you didn't have any shit in your living room? Okay, so it doesn't have to be your reality. It doesn't have to be what occurs. If you think it's easier to borrow than to pay back, that's a pile of shit you have to walk around to get to your stove. Then you have made it a solidity, and you have created continuous debt. It's only an interesting point of view after all. And you guys have to look at this. I mean, you got to go, okay, truly and honestly, would I rather have a life of ease and joy and glory? Or would I rather have points of view? And when I first started looking at this, I realized, oh, I would actually rather have my points of view. Like, I would actually rather live with shit all over my living room floor than have ease and joy and glory. And that was one of the most, it changed so much in my world. It was one of the most life-changing awarenesses to have, is that I actually like it. And I didn't try, I mean, I was like desiring to change it, but I didn't force myself to change it. I just had the awareness that my points of view were more valuable to me. And when you have the awareness that you don't want to change, your life gets a lot easier because you're not trying to force yourself to change because it's the right thing to do. You're actually letting yourself be. Okay? So it's about having allowance for you. All right. What is money? Well, some of you think money is gold. Some of you think money is cars. Some of you think money is houses. Some of you think money is energy exchange. Some of you think it's a medium of exchange. Notice each of those points of view is a solidity. Money is only energy, and there's nothing in the world, nothing, that's not energy. If you look at your lives and you think you have not enough money, you are really saying to the angels that sit with you, that assist you, you are telling them that you do not need additional money. You do not need energy. In truth, you do not need. You are energy, and you have no limited supply of it at all. Okay? So you guys, when we don't have all the money we desire, it's because we're pretending to be limited in a place where we're not limited at all. You have to actively lie to yourself in order not to have money with ease. Like, Connor, do you want to give the example about the way I used to act? Connor and I were having this conversation, and it was so freeing because he's like, I asked him one of these questions, and then he said this.
I was like, I literally just got a message from my family, you know, back home with Christmas. So I'm like, let me get on the right page here. Yeah. So she asked me like, what, you know, what is money, or what do you need to get money? One of the questions, and I'm like recalling it. And it was just like, the energy that came up was just pathetic. I'm like, no, I want to just lay in bed and lay here. It's so terrible. I can't get up. No.
That used to be me.
Yes, that was her. It was actually really, really hilarious. I don't know if you ever posted pictures, but actually I think maybe I saw it most when you stayed at my place. I think you and Brett both stayed at my place after a Denver Symphony of Possibilities class, and you were in my bed. Like, oh guys, I can't get up. I'm just And she wears, at least I don't know if she still does. At the time,
I do.
Those
I always wear my night mask.
A night mask. She's like, no, I can't get up. I just can't. As if someone had taken a knife in the night and like cut the lower half of her body off. Because like she's just like laying there. No, I physically can't do it. No, don't make me close the blinds. Close the door and the blinds and the terrible curtains. Not come in anymore. I can't be seen. Don't look at me. I'm pathetic.
Okay, so this is thank you, because you do such a better Julia impression than I do. And it's like we have in all those seconds and all those moments, we have choice. We have the choice to go out and live. We have the choice to do something different. We have the choice to be. We have the choice to go create something. But every time you go into one of those insane, choiceless spin-outs of pathetic, you destroy a whole bunch of things you've been building and creating. So, not your best choice. Awesome. Thank you, Connor, for the demonstration. All right. So, in truth, you do not need. You are energy, and you have no limited supply of it at all, okay? But we pretend we have a limited supply. You have more than enough energy to do everything you desire in your life, but you do not choose to create yourselves as energy, as money, as energy, as power. What is power to you? For most of you, power is about overwhelming another, or it's about controlling another, or it is about controlling your life, or putting controls in your life, or controlling your financial destiny. Interesting point of view, eh? Financial destiny, what is that? It's a weird program, that's what it is, a program of fate. Every time you say, I have to have a program of financial freedom, you're telling yourself that you personally have no freedom, and therefore you have limited, in totality, your choices and what you experience. We ask you all at the moment to close your eyes. Okay, so everybody close your eyes. I'm gonna take you through an exercise here. Now begin to pull energy from the front of you. Pull it into every pore of your body. Not breathe it in, just pull it in. Good, and now pull it in from the back of you, from everywhere. Now pull it in from the sides of you. Now pull it in from the bottom of you. Notice that there's plenty of energy available to you when you pull it in. Now turn it into money. Notice how most of you made it very dense all of a sudden. No longer was it energy you were pulling in, it was something significant. You have bought the idea that money is a significance, and therefore you have made it a solidity. You have aligned with the agreement of the rest of the world. That is how it functions. It functions on energy. The world does not function on money. The world functions on energy. Okay? So if you guys are looking to go out and get money to do things, you're already fucked. You're not going to be able to do it. Because you're not actually, you have gone, I have to go out and get something. But it's something that you already are. So you can't go out and get what you are. It's about the energy you have to be to create something, not the money you have to create something. Okay? The world pays in coin of energy, and if you are giving and receiving money as energy, you will have abundance. Okay? So you guys can open your eyes, and I just went through that one paragraph in case you guys lost your spot while you close your eyes. Okay? But for most of you, inflowing of energy is the category. It's the idea. Pull energy again into the totality of your body. Pull it in, pull it in. Oh, I guess you can close your eyes again. Or you can do it with your eyes open. Can you hold on to it? Does it seem to build and get more and more? Does it stop with you? No, you just are energy. And the direction in which you focus your attention is how you create energy. Money is the same. And you know, Gary and Dane have been talking a lot lately. Those are the founders of Access Consciousness, which this book comes from. If you guys didn't, you know, if you're new. So Gary and Dane have been talking a lot lately about engaging. The more engaging you are, the more successful you are, the more money you create, which is essentially exactly what they're saying here in the book. You are energy. And the more energy you be and create and move, the more money you will have. So it's like if you are sitting in your house and you don't really want to go out and you don't really want to engage with the world and be in the world, it's not very easy to create money. So engaging is calling people, talking to people. It's not about talking their ear off. It's about listening to them and asking them questions. It's about being with people. It's about being involved. That's how Gary started Access. He went to cocktail parties. He went out. He was involved. He talked to people. He phoned everybody in his address book. Remember that? An address book. What an idea. He phoned everybody in his address book. Teresa has hers there. He phoned everybody in his address book every month and talked to all of them and asked them questions about themselves. He was with people. He was being there for people. Do you guys engage with people or do you avoid people? Okay. All right. Now, everything in the world is energy. There is no place that you cannot receive energy from. You can receive it from the dog shit on the ground or the dog shit in your living room, wink, wink, from the pee in the snow, or you can feel it from the car or the taxi driver. There, are you all picking it up? So pull it in, receive it. Practice this. This is a great exercise to get things moving. You receive energy from everywhere. Now take the taxi driver and flow massive amounts of money out the front of you towards the taxi driver. Any taxi driver will do. Flow it out. More, 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 more. Now feel the energy that is pulling in the backside of you. Are you limiting the amount of energy that's coming in the backside? So your points of view would have to be the thing that would stop the energy from coming in the backside. You didn't have any point of view, you would just gift and receive of energy and money with total ease. Where does money come from? If you see it coming from the right or the left, you are seeing that your life is about working, because the only way you can get money, that is the only way you can get money. If you see it coming from the front of you, you're seeing it as belonging to the future. And if you see it from behind you, you are seeing that it comes from that which is the past. And this is the only place you've had money. Your life is about, I have money, now I have none, so I am very pathetic. Not a reality, only an interesting point of view. Now, when you flow money, do you flow it from your heart chakra, your root chakra, or your crown chakra? Where do you flow it from? You flow it from everywhere, the totality of your being, and then it flows in from the totality of your being. So money is about how much energy you flow. If you see money coming from the top of you, then you think that spirit is to provide you with money. Spirit provides you with energy. Energy to create anything you decide to create. What do you do? What do you do to create money? First of all, you must become power. Power is not sitting on top of another. Power is not controlling. Power is energy. Unlimited, expansive, growing, magnificent, glorious, fabulous, exuberant, and quick energy. It's everywhere. There's no diminishment of self in energy. There's no diminishment of self in power. And there is no diminishment of another. When you are being power, you are in totality self. And when you are self, you are being energy. And as energy, all is connected to you, which means unlimited supplies of money are connected as well. Okay? So, you desire more money? Engage with more people in a day. Do more energy pulls in a day. Read this book more in a day. It's all available. But what we tend to do is go, mah, mah, mah. Or we put on our night masks and we go, oh, I can't. Someone has severed my abdomen. It's not true. It's like you have the ability to create all of this. Awesome. Now, you'll become power. And to say that, you say 10 times in the morning, I am power. And you say in the evening 10 times, I am power. What else must you be? Creativity. I am creativity. What is creativity? Creativity is the vision of your life and the work you desire to do as the essence of you, as the soul of energy. Everything that you do, done at creativity, regardless of whether you are sweeping the floor, cleaning the toilets, washing the windows, washing the dishes, cooking the meal, writing the checks, done as creativity, connected to power, equals energy and results in money, because they are all the same then. So when you guys are doing these things, sweeping the floor, cleaning your toilet, washing your windows, washing your dishes, cooking yourself dinner, writing checks to people, or perhaps doing your online banking, what are you doing it from? Are you doing it from necessity? Are you resentful that you're not doing something else better? Or are you doing it from creativity? Okay. The next element you must have is that which is awareness. What is awareness? Awareness is the recognition that everything that you think gets created. It's manifested. It is how your life shows up by your thoughts alone. If you have the creative image of where you are going and what you are going to do, and you attach to it the awareness that it is a done deal, it will manifest. Okay? And he says here the creative image, but we don't do images anymore in Access. We say an image is a limitation. What you want to do instead is get the energy of it. Okay? But what you do upon this plane is you add in the element of time. Time is your killer. Because if you don't manifest $1 million tomorrow after completing this course tonight, you'll decide it's a worthless class and you'll forget everything you learned. Well, how do you account for time? By being control. I am control. What does it mean to be I am control? I am control is the understanding that at the correct time, in the correct way, without your defining the path, that which you envision as creativity, that which you are aware of as a completion, that which you connected to as the power of it, as the energy of it, is a done deal in its own time, in its own framework. And if you put those 4 components together and you allow the universe to adjust every aspect of it, to fine-tune the world to become your slave, you will manifest exactly what you desire. So are you guys willing to have the world gift to you like that? Or do you do everything in your power to stop the world from gifting to you like that? Because the world wants to gift to you. The universe desires to gift to you. What gifts does the universe desire to give you? Cool. Awesome. Now let's talk about desire for a minute. Desire is the emotion from which you decide to create. Is it a reality? Nope, it's only an interesting point of view. If you desire clothes, do you do it for a reason, or because you're cold, or because you're too hot, or because you've worn out your shoes? No, you don't do it for that reason. You do it for many others. Because someone has told you that you look good in that color, or because somebody said they've seen you once too often in that shirt, or because they think, ha 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 ha. Yes, we are glad you finally lighten up a little bit here. Ha 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 ha. All right. So, desire is the place in which you flow emotional need into your insistence that is reality. You as a being, you as energy, you as power, you as creativity, you as awareness, and you as control have no desire at all. None. No desire. You don't care what you experience. You only choose to experience. But what you do not choose is ease upon this plane. You do not choose ease because it would mean that you have to be power, because it means you have to manifest upon this earth peace, tranquility, joy, laughter, and glory for not only yourselves, but for everyone else. And Shannon O'Hara has a free membership club. And I love her free membership club. I listen to her free calls all the time. I love these calls. And she just finished a series on ease, joy, and glory. And she went through 30 minutes and did a 30-minute class on ease. And then a month later, she did a 30-minute class on joy. And then a 30-minute class on glory. And the classes are amazing, and I highly recommend listening to them over and over and over. And what I've done since then is looked at is ease a priority in my life? And I wrote on my bathroom mirror, what would it take for my priority? What would it be like if ease was my priority? And my life has become so much more ease. Okay? I even have since hired a housekeeper who comes every single day and does all the laundry every day, washes all the dishes every day, unloads the dishwasher, and makes dinner. It has changed my life. So it's like, and it was all from my desire to have way more ease. Now, joy. What would it be like if your priority was joy? So after the ease thing, it's like I became it and so much changed, and now it is a priority for me. Then I took down the ease sticky note and I put up a new sticky note that said, what if joy was my priority? And that's still on my mirror. And once I fully become it, I'm going to take it down and I'm going to put up a third sticky note that says, what if glory was my priority? Okay? And leave it on your mirror for as long as it takes for you to become it. Okay? Right now, for most people, being right is your priority, not ease. We think that right will bring us the better in life, but Laura went like this, woo! But it's being right is not going to ever deliver to you. Ease will deliver to you. So what if you changed your priority? Okay, cool. And Evie posted, Evie works with Shannon. So Evie's like, Shannon represent. And so she posted the free membership sign up, which is awesome. You all need to sign up for that. All right. Cool. Now, where were we here? Okay. Okay, you choose from the diminishment of self. Okay, so for a lot of the choices that you're making, it's going to be hard for them to fly and for them to work because you started out from a total lie. If you start out creating something from a total lie, that thing is not going to fly very well. So you choose from diminishment of self. That you are in any way diminished is a massive crooked lie. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing diminished about you. There's nothing about you that's anything but total greatness beyond your wildest fucking dreams. So if with anything that you create, if you choose from diminishment, it can't be everything that's possible. Okay? If you become the power that you are, what is required of you is to live in ease and joy and glory. Okay? Now that's amazing. That's an amazing fucking line. If you can highlight that or underline that, I would. Okay? If you become the power that you are, and that means not choosing from this weird diminished place. If you become the power that you are, you have no choice but to live in ease and joy and glory. You can't. The two are synonymous. Okay? If you're the power that you are, you will be required to live in ease and joy and glory. And if you commit to joy, if you commit to ease, and you commit to glory, you have to take up the power that you are as well. So putting those stickies on your bathroom mirror will make you more powerful, because you will have to have the awareness that you are not diminished. Okay? Now, glory is exuberant expression of life and abundance in all things. What if that was your priority? Are you trying to run your own bars, Albina? She's got her hands on her head like, what the fuck? This is fun. I still love Zoom because I love seeing all of your faces. It's just so great. Everybody's ups and downs and twists and turns and epiphanies and smoke blowing out of the top of their head. It makes it so much more fun than just being on the phone line. All right. So what is the abundance in all things? Abundance in all things is the understanding and reality that you are connected to each and every being upon this plane, to each and every molecule upon this plane, and that every one of them is in support of you. Could you imagine that every single piece of this universe is in support of you? That's a pretty big statement, but it's true. Would you be willing to allow that level of support into your life? If you function as anything less than that, you are just being a wimp. From that which is the debilitation of financial insecurity, you create yourself as small, as unable, and even more than that, as unwilling to take up the challenge of who you truly are. Because you are power, you are control, you are awareness, and you are creativity. Somebody is screen sharing. Teresa, do you know how to stop this screen sharing? All right, well, you can hear me, so we're just going to keep going. Oh, she does. All right. You are unwilling to take up the challenge. I love this line. You are unwilling to take up the challenge of who you truly are, because you are power, you are control, you are awareness, and you are creativity. And those four elements create your abundance. So become them. Use them every day for the rest of your life until you can become them yourself. And you can add one more in there too. And you can say, I am money. I am money. All right, so now we're going to ask you all to say with us. You follow with us, and we're going to do some I ams, all right? All right, so we begin. All right, so do it with me, guys. I am power. I am awareness. I am control. I am creativity. I am money. I am control. I am power. I am awareness. I am creativity. I am power. I am awareness. I am control. I am creativity. I am money. I am awareness. I am power. I am control. I am awareness. I am power. I am control. I am money. I am creativity. I am joy. Good. Now feel your energy and feel the expansion that you feel of your energy. You guys feel expanded? Cool. Got some head nods. All right. This is the truth of you. And this is the place from which you create a flow of money. You want money? Create this space. Then it makes it easy. The tendency of each of you is to pull yourself into the small dominion that you call your body and think. Stop thinking. The brain is a useless tool for you. Throw away that brain and begin to function as the truth of self, the power of you, the expansion of you. Be it in totality. Now, each of you, pull yourselves into your financial world. Does it feel good?
No.
Oh, man. Right now. Okay, right. So how come you choose to live there? What limiting belief do you function from? Write that down. All right, so truth, guys. Write this down. What limiting belief do you function from in life that has created your financial world? Tara's yelling. It's invoking yelling in Tara. I'm not sure what she's saying, but she's yelling. Okay, so you guys, what limiting belief do you function from in life that has created your financial world? Tara's yelling, I can't do it! Exclamation point, exclamation point. Dear God, that sounds terrible, Tara. Awesome. Well, maybe one day, Tara, somebody will come and give you all the money that you deserve. And they will say, it is good. I love you, Tara. And now that I see you and I am here with you, I will provide for you forever and give you the creative space to be totally conscious. I see you, Tara. And they will say, I'm your father. Now that's an interesting kinky twist. Grant says, and you guys can unmute yourselves. You don't have to just type this in the chat. I feel like I'm the only one talking. You can unmute yourself and talk. Tara says, he is a source of where money comes from. Well, there you go. Thank you, Papa. Maybe he's your Prince Charming from another lifetime. Awesome. All right, so guys, I hope you got your answers for that. You were not too distracted by Tara's love of her father. Everything that brought up for you guys, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9 pot and pock, shorts, boys, and beyond. Now, you remain expanded as power, and look at that financial world that you have created inside of you, not as a reality, but as the space from which you function. What limiting belief do you have in place to function like that? Do not draw back into your bodies, okay, guys? We can feel you doing it. Touch the space. Do not be in it. Thank you. There you go. Okay, expand out. Okay, so expand out, guys. Do not draw back into that space. You are doing it again. Move out, okay? So when you draw your space in, that's where you limit your money flows. When you expand your space out, that's when you increase your money flows. Okay? And that's why calling people, talking to people, being in the world, that is a way of instantly expanding your space. So that creates more money. It doesn't mean you have to like people. It doesn't mean that when somebody goes off on a long tangent, you don't go, I can't hear you. I'm going through a tunnel. Click. That's what I do. but it still means that you go out and you be with people and you create your life. Okay? All right. You can also go out and be with nature and animals. That's a level of engagement too, but money requires some people engagement too. All right. All right. I am power. So let's go through these again. I am power. I am awareness. I am control. I am creativity. I am money. I am power. I am control. I am creativity. I am money. I am power. I am control. I am creativity. I am money. I am power. I am control. I am creativity. I am money. I am awareness. I am awareness. I am awareness. There. Thank you. Awesome. Now you are out of your bodies. You choose always to diminish yourself to the size of your body. And you guys see how when you say that, it expands your space? The point of saying that is to expand your space. Now you're out of your bodies. You choose always to diminish yourself to the size of your body. And then you choose a limitation about what you can receive because you think only your body receives the energy of money, which is not true. It's the lie from which you function. All right, now you are more expanded. All right, now that you have looked at that one, everybody has come up with an answer. Who does not have an answer?
I do not.
Oh, amazing. All right, you don't have an answer. So let us look. What do you consider your financial situation to be? Feel it in your body. Where is it located?
It's in my eyes.
Your eyes. Your financial situation is here. So you can't see what it is you're creating, eh?
Yes.
So is awareness in your eyes? Ah, interesting. You now start to move out. Notice? Yes, you start to move out. See, it's like as soon as they get this awareness, their reality expands. Every time your reality expands, you get more money. Okay, so you guys, all of this, all of money is about expanding your space, expanding your reality. And there are so many different ways of doing that. Reading this book is one. Hopping on this call is one. Listening to this replay is one. Calling up somebody and asking them how they're doing is one. Okay? Those are all ways of expanding. Okay? Okay, where was I? So the limiting belief you function from is I do not have the foresight to know what is going to happen or how to control it. True?
Yes.
Good. So how do you get yourself out of that belief? Now, have all the rest of you got your belief that you function from? Who else needs contribution here? Needs to be helped?
I do.
So what is your financial situation? Where do you feel it in your body?
In my solar plexus, in my throat.
Yes, all right. So what is that solar plexus and throat? Go into it. Feel it in totality. Feel it. Yes, there, right there. All right. You notice it's getting heavier and heavier. Yes, more and more of the financial situation that it is, which is exactly how you feel when you get into your financial pickle. Yes? All right. So now reverse it and have it going the other direction. See, we've reversed it and we're expanding the energy out. See how that works? There. Do you feel it? Is it shifting now? Is it now?
Uh-huh.
Your financial consideration is that you have not the power or the voice to speak the truth of you, to make things happen.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly so. Good, you see? Now for each of you, you now understand the method. This is how you go about reversing the effects, okay? Expanding out. That's how you reverse these effects that you have created in your own bodies, in your own world. When you feel your financial restrictions in your body, you reverse them and allow them to come out of you and to be outside you, not within you. To be not part of you, but as an interesting point of view indeed. Because out here, you do have a point of view. You can see it. And that which you function as limited by your body, you also create as limitation of your soul. Now, who is yet feeling dizzy? Anybody?
I am.
Slightly dizzy here. Okay, so slight dizzy. Why are you dizzy? Is that not where you feel your considerations of money? That they sort of spin you out. You don't know exactly how to deal with them. Put that dizziness outside of your head. You guys feel that? If you're doing it, it feels like it can feel really good. So if you put the dizziness outside of your head, and you guys will read this more times and you'll keep changing how you interact with what's going on here. All right. To be not part of you, but as an interesting point of view, indeed. Because out here, you do not have a point of view. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm totally at the wrong spot. Put that dizziness outside of your head. Feel that. Now you are expansion. You no longer see it. You see it no longer a thing of being out of control in your head. There is no out of control. That's total bullshit. The only things that control you are the red lights by which you function and the green lights which tell you to go. And that's when you're driving a car. Why would you follow those green lights and those red lights when you're in your body? Pavlovian training? So now we ask you to go back to your original questions. The first question is what?
What is money?
What is money? What is money to you? The answers?
My answer was power. My second answer was mobility. Third was growth.
Good. So which of those are true?
The power.
Really?
Power. It is totally true.
Is that really true? You think money is power. Do you have money?
No.
So you have no power.
Right.
Is that the way you feel? Powerless? Where do you feel that powerless?
Well, when you say it that way, I feel it right in my solar plexus.
Yes. So what do? You expand it. You turn it out.
But you know, when I felt the money, I felt it in my heart. And when I have to go do something where I feel...
Yeah, because this is about power. The issue of power you feel in the solar plexus. You sold your power and given it away. You must reverse that flow. Power's yours. You are power. Okay? So you guys get this? You've sold your power. You've given it away. You assume that you don't have any. Okay? So, and when we assume we don't have any, we diminish, contract, until you're this little disempowered peanut. So this is all about, so I'm just reiterating, it's about expanding out. Power is yours. You are power. You do not create power, okay? So if you guys are trying to create power, it's not going to work. If you try to look for somebody else to have the right answer so that you can have the power of the right answer, not going to work. You already are power. And the only way to create is to acknowledge that. Okay? Feel there as you turn it out. You start once again to expand. Do not go into your head. Do not think about it. Feel it. Yes, there. Push that power out. Now, when you are creating, you want to look at what is going to expand your point of view the most, expand your awareness the most. Because that's what will create the greatest possibility available. So it's not, Gary said, you guys all think that creating is sitting at your computer and typing away. That's not creating. A computer is a tool, but sometimes we make it all about working away at our computer. If you truly want to create, you have to be in the world. You have to pick up your phone. He said an email is not communication. Facebook is not communication. That's a dismissal. Picking up your phone is engaging. Being in the world is engaging. that expands. Okay? Now, what does that mean? For all of you, the reality is that when you have money as a power and you feel it pulling in, you are trying to create power. And as such, you have already assumed that you have none. The basic assumption, okay? So next time we're going to look at assumptions. What have you assumed? Like, where do you not even realize you've assumed, but you have this lie that's an assumption that's your starting point from where you create, which is why you can't get anywhere. The only real starting point is from power, awareness, control, creativity, and money. From the total expansion of you as a being and the awareness that you're the greatest fucking thing that ever existed. Okay? Anything that sticks your attention has a truth with a lie attached. Okay? So if you feel weird about something, if it sticks your attention, it's because you're functioning from some sort of a lie. All right.
Can you say that again,
Well,
please?
there you have it. Connor?
Can you say that again, please?
Anything that sticks your attention has a lie attached. And if you start creating from anything but the awareness that you're the greatest fucking thing that ever existed, it's not going to work out too well for you. That?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, folks. Okay, so Merry Christmas. If you feel weird, if you feel insane, if you hate your family and you hate yourself, then you're probably just aware. So what if the joy of Christmas was the joy of fucking with your family members? And if you're alone on Christmas, be grateful. And if you really like your family, be grateful. All right, guys. So we will see you in 2 days at the same time. And let's see what else we can create. We'll start we'll start back up where we stopped here. All right. Thanks, guys, so much. Merry
Thanks
Christmas.
a lot, Julia. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.